Hey everyone, in this video I want to talk to you how I went from not being able to focus to becoming a leader of a nonprofit organization, being U.S. Secret Service officer, and now a leadership and coach and speaker. So I went in sixth grade. Here's a little bit of the story. In sixth grade, I wasn't able to focus. I was all over the place. I had ADHD and I couldn't sit still. My mind was all over the place. And if I'm honest, I really wasn't progressing in my studies, and it affected my work. It affected the things that I did. I couldn't connect with the teachers. And so it affected me because I literally felt different. And so one day this teacher comes in after this substitute teacher came in. Her name was Miss K. She came in after my teacher was out on maternity leave. And Miss K came in and immediately she began to establish herself as our teacher and the person who really cared for us. She began to connect with each and every one of us. And I remember this exercise that Miss K did. And she began to give an award to certain people in the class. One person got an award for behaving the best that week. One person got one for best academics that week. And I remember getting one. I still have the picture, and I was cheesing in the picture because she gave me a certificate for having the best smile in the class. And so what that did in me in that moment, it created within me a connection with Miss K. She was able to do something that not other teachers were able to do, not other people were able to do. She was able to connect with me at a deeper level, so much so that with the permission of my mom, she began to invite me to play with her kids. And she took me over her house, would play with her kids, go in the pool. She exposed me to wrestling events that I was a fan of wrestling as a kid. And that led to me being able to connect with her and being the worst student in her class to becoming one of the best students in her class, all because she was able to connect with me, so much so that when I was a few years later, when I was in 9th or 10th grade, I remember being in English class, in English class in high school. And I remember this English teacher gave us an assignment, and she said, I want everyone to write a poem. And she said, I want you to write a poem, and the winner of the poem, whoever writes the best poem is going to be in this book of poetry. And so with my hyper self, and I couldn't sit still, but I just started writing right away. I started writing, and I wrote anything that came to my mind. And I remember I wrote this poem, and this might not be exactly word for word because I don't have it in front of me, but it says this. It says, freedom is cried, not with pride. Birds fly across the sky. The wind blows in your nose, and out it goes. Let freedom shine in you so that you won't be held in the cell full of dwell. Now, I don't know if that makes any sense, but the point is, I wrote the poem and I got in the book, which created in me a confidence and a desire to want to write more books because I wanted to impact other people the way she made me feel. And so I asked her, I said, hey, do you think I can write and publish a book? And she said, absolutely. And she created so much confidence in me that at 16 years old, I wrote my first book. And at 17, I was getting ready to publish it. And so I was getting ready to publish this book, and I spoke to a leader that I respected, that I trusted, and that I loved. And I said, hey, I want to publish this book. And this leader said, why would you want to write another book? I mean, do you know how many books there are in the library? And that almost crushed me. That almost stopped me. But when I look back, what didn't stop me was the fact that I focused on what my teachers did for me. They connected with me so much that it built my confidence, and they influenced me to believe in myself and what I could do, to the point where I published a book. And here I am today, all because someone was able to connect with me. Now, I don't know what your struggle is as a business leader, as a leader in your organization. Maybe you too are struggling to focus. Maybe your mind is all over the place. You have so many responsibilities as a leader, and I get that. You have, but if you don't focus, and if you're not able to do this one skill that can connect you with people, you're not going to be able to influence people. And so I want to help you. I want to challenge you to build the number one skill in promotion, the number one skill in advancement, the number one skill, and it's not your talents, it's not where you come from. The number one skill is really your ability to connect with other people. Because if you can connect with other people, like that teacher connected with me, you're able to influence people. And maybe you feel that is your lack of focus, your lack of connection with your employees, with your coworkers, with your team members, with your members, maybe is not allowing you to progress and advance the way you desire, and it's affecting your work. I want to help you because you can connect and not just communicate.